Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News at 5 starts now.
Good evening. A local high school football coach who is paralyzed is claiming he had to scoot down the aisle of a United airplane in order to make his flight because the airline failed to provide proper accommodations. 23 ABC's Tori Cooper spoke with the coach and the airline and has more on how the flight impacted his honeymoon and his morale. Tori? Jessica, Schilhobel says his honeymoon trip got off to a rocky start when his United Airlines flight failed to provide him an aisle chair and a safe deplaning option. He says it almost made him miss his flight to the Dominican Republic. Schilhobel says he doesn't want his money back, but he does want to see change for others.
Here we go, huddle up.
Independence High School football coach Tyler Schilhobel, who was paralyzed following an ATV accident 8.5 years ago, says he was looking forward to stepping off the football field to spend quality time with his new wife on their honeymoon in the Dominican Republic last week, until his travel plans took a different turn.
We flew with United Airlines. We flew from LAX and had a connecting flight in Chicago to the Dominican Republic. When we flew to Chicago the first time, we were 7 rows back, and I require an aisle chair to get me on and off the plane because my regular chair is too wide to fit on the airplane.
But Schilhobel says he was denied timely access to an aisle chair when he landed in Chicago from LAX, and if it wasn't for the flight attendant who helped him, he wouldn't have made his connecting flight to the Dominican Republic.
What actually ended up happening was one of the flight attendants who knew that I was in a rush and the aisle chair wasn't there, he actually picked me up, lifted me, and put me into my normal chair so I could make my connecting flight.
But upon landing in the Dominican Republic, Schilhobel says the airline also failed to provide a safe deplaning option for him, and his wife was also injured as they tried to exit the plane.
We landed in the Dominican Republic and they didn't have an aisle chair ready, so we waited there for about 20 minutes. They brought an aisle chair, but they did not have a ramp or jetway or an elevator or anything to get me off the plane. All they had was a flight of stairs. So the aisle chair was no use. So I had to scoot on my bottom all the way to the front of the plane, and when we realized there wasn't a ramp or anything else, my wife and I just decided, no, it's not safe. We don't trust them to carry me down the flight of stairs, so we just hopped down. She grabbed my legs and I hopped down step by step on my bottom. When we got to the very bottom, she actually slipped and hurt her wrist.
On the way back from the Dominican Republic to Chicago, Tyler says the airline provided the aisle chair, but then problems resurfaced when he once again tried to deplane.
And I waited for an additional 20 to 25 minutes for an aisle chair to get there. It never arrived. We had a connecting flight, still had to get through customs. So I scooted on my bottom all 31 rows to the front of the plane, got on my chair, got through customs. We were able to make our connecting flight.
Tyler says getting off the plane was humiliating. And according to the U.S. Department of Transportation, depending on the type of disability-related need, passengers may be required to ask for specific accommodations 24 hours in advance or check in 1 hour before standard check-in time for the flight. Tyler says ever since his accident, he knows the drill very well and planned ahead as usual.
When I make all my reservations for my flights, I put on the notes that I require an aisle chair and a ramp/elevator at all arrivals and destinations. And I make it a point to get there even earlier before anybody else so that I can talk to whoever's at the front desk to let them know once again.
Schilhobel says after United Airlines saw this social media post on his Facebook, the company reached out to him 24 hours ago to apologize. He says United Airlines offered $2,000 worth of vouchers and an additional refund, but he declined their gesture.
It's not necessarily about the money or getting anything in return. It's just the fact that, you know, people have been treated like this on multiple occasions, not just myself. And it seems like they haven't done anything to fix it.
We reached out to United Airlines, and after sending us a link to how to request a wheelchair online, they later responded with a statement saying, quote, "We are concerned to learn of our customer's unacceptable experience. We have reached out to our customer to deeply apologize, and we are working with our team to understand what occurred and fix it." Schilhobel says United Airlines also asked him to take down his Facebook post, but he told them no. And as of now, Schilhobel has not spoken with any attorneys at this time. In studio, I'm Tori Cooper for 23 ABC News.